All right, so here you guys are. Here is, I'm going to separate you slightly so people can see you both, because you're kind of on top of each other. All right. So here is Tulgar, the mighty Tulgar, played by Jane. Here is Liv.
Come on.
She is played by Dystress. You have Emlyn over here. This is Shagget. And here is our dancer, Lilith. Here is their adversary, this unpleasant-looking snake creature with his scimitar. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how things start out. So, /R 1d20 plus. All right, the scimitar comes slashing down towards Liv. Ooh. Ow! Yeah, this is why you guys don't get to vote on me rolling the first 20 of the night. I'm sorry. God. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. That's 9 points of damage. All right. So yes, you instantly, as you turn around, just in time to tense up as you see the scimitar come slashing down. It catches you on the right shoulder. You manage to pull back just in time to stop it sinking all the way down into your flesh, but you are left with a nasty scar that goes right across your shoulder, across the top of your chest, and above the breastbone. It hurts like hell. It poises up above you and sticks out its huge fork-like tongue. And then it begins to slowly sway its body to the left and to the right, as it begins to stare at you with these strange, bewildering eyes. All right, let's get initiatives for everybody.
You said it hit 25 points?
Say that again?
25 points?
25 points.
Yeah, because I'm at 24. So...
No, it hit you for, you for 9. 9.
I've been one-shotted.
No, it hit you for 9.
9 points.
9 points.
9
0. No, 9. Can you not hear me very well?
Not very well, no.
You it's hard to hear you,
out.
boy.
Like sometimes.
Yeah, you are
like
going in and out.
It's like you're far away from the mic sometimes.
Hold on.
But Amanda, it's only 9 points of damage.
Oh, I thought you said 25. I was like, oh, man.
All right, is that any better?
How does air work?
There you go.
Am I right?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's changed. I don't know why the audio should seem a little lower, unless it's something on Skype. But there you go. Okay, so yes, 9 points, not 29.
Okay.
That's good.
Yay.
Wasn't that scary?
Terrible
Jesus.
initiative. Okay.
All right. So let's have a look. So Tulgar, we have Tulgar on a 6.
Thought I was gonna roll a 1 there for a second.
Emlyn on a 17. Lilith is on a 8, and we need initiative from Liv.
Let me reload.
All right.
Sorry. Reloading.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with Skype is. It was fine earlier when I was talking to Spook and Shagget on Skype. Was it fine earlier?
Yeah.
It might be to do with
Otherwise,
this.
we would have said something.
Yeah, that's what I
just like a
figured. So
bandit.
it might be something to do with this particular instance of Skype. I don't know. Whenever
because there's a lot more people on her. I don't know.
quite well,
By a lot, I mean 2.
twice as many.
And
No, it may have
it's
just not gotten a very good connection this time around or something. Who knows?
It doesn't seem to be rolling initiative.
You gotta highlight your character.
Make sure
Your character?
you've got to have your character selected. Don't forget,
Yeah, click on your icon. I was having the same
because
problem.
otherwise it
Yeah.
yells at you and says you don't have an icon.
The board down just because you want my attention.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Spook.
There you go. 18. Alrighty, I will roll initiative for the creature /GM
I'm
roll.
recovering from this
1d20.
25 knot thing, so okay.
Yeah, that's pretty terrifying.
She's still in shock from the thought that she was getting
Right,
murdered.
immediately.
Okay. Alright, Liv, you are first up. So, yes, it slashes down at you. You're now aware that it is there. Shock, surprise, alarm. What do you want to do?
Okay. So what I want to do is cast dancing lights behind it in human form towards its right side in the form of a human. So I wanted to see out of its peripheral vision that it's a human running this way, like past him towards his ruins. So what I
Okay, so
really
you're
want him
basically
to do is
stacking them to
turn
try to
around.
make it look humanoid.
This is my Hail Mary pass, guys. This is the only thing I have up my sleeve. If
Right.
This doesn't work. We're screwed.
Yeah, no, it's not Comcast eyes. It's nothing to do with that. The everything else is fine. It's a Skype issue. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So dancing lights it is.
Yes, into a humanoid shape, and at the peripheral vision of the monster's eyes, it runs across. So it's going to act like a running, hiding kind of thing.
Right. Using the little ruler. So if you click the ruler and kind of hold it down, show me specifically where you want it to run by, so I can see what you're talking about.
Okay. Let me zoom in so I can see the terrain a little bit better. So I want it to 60 feet. It has a range of 120.
And we have a
But-
kind donation. We will thank you properly here at the first break. Appreciate that, my friend.
Ooh.
If you hold down Alt when you do that, you can like tell it to be out other places.
Yeah,
Check
you
it.
can like pinpoint where it starts from, and
There we go.
there you go.
This was me at the beginning of the last campaign. So.
Looks like I give you my torch of newness.
Right, there you go. Pass the torch of newness. So yeah, okay, so you're going to kind of go from...
From like its peripheral vision, it's going to see like the corner of its eye, and it's going to run and dart. If there's any bushes, it's going to...
So you want it to
like,
run from here behind it.
behind it, back towards its ruins where it initially came from.
Okay,
So that way it thinks like, oh, there's something there.
It's getting flanked or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
okay, I'm with you. I'm with
Trick of a humanoid.
I like it.
you. There you go.
I like
That's
it.
That's all I got. I'm sorry.
That's all you got? That's all you got? All right, let's have a quick look here. And you are using dancing lights. Which is, let's see. Well, why the hell? Pop it up. Have you got it? Do you have it shortcutted on the sheet?
I'll copy and paste it.
Yeah, that'll work. It'll save me hunting it. Because I'm not sure if there's a specific effect for that or not.
4 glowing orbs appear. Each light sheds a dim light for 10-foot radius. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move lights up to 60 feet.
There it
It
is.
has a range of 120. And it makes a humanoid-sized creature, human-sized medium creature.
Right.
There we go.
All right. So it's one action to cast it. Alrighty. And then as a bonus action, you can move it. So
Move
you're
it
not doing
60
anything else except cast this and do that. So
it's
that's
gonna act
fine.
like a running man.
Right. There you go. Right.
It's running back towards the circle where it came from.
All right. Okay. So it does not have a built-in mechanic specifically for that, which is what I was double checking for.
This is just like a Hail Mary.
Right,
I mean,
that's right.
you
Okay.
can just be like, what the hell?
So here is
forget
what
it.
we're going to
But-
do. We're going to make a dice roll / GM roll. D20. And I'm going to count this as an intelligence-related check to see if it is smart enough to realize what's going on or if it is not. Here we go. All right. The lights suddenly appear to its side and dart past it. Almost in shock and alarm, it jars to the side like shh, and then spins around and swipes at the lights as they vanish past it. Its back is to you. I will give you an attack of opportunity as it actually is starting to like rotate around and try to go for the lights. Moves a couple of feet in that direction, so it has actually moved away from you. You can make an attack of opportunity if you wish. Tolgar, are you on your feet?
I was I was on the ground.
You're on the ground.
So,
Okay.
no.
All right. I thought you was on the ground, but I can't remember why. And then I just did remember
Because
why.
I was
Because
hit
of
Because the
poison,
thing
with
hit you
poison.
with
the
yeah.
poison, right?
Yeah.
You got
right,
poisoned.
yeah.
That's
and then
right.
Liv just
Zeke,
kind of
thanks
turned
for
me
that
over
follow.
so I wouldn't drown in a puddle.
Right, that's right. And she
That
was
would be
checking,
the
and she was
best way for
basically
Tolgar to die.
trying to tend to
God,
you
that's
when this
horrible.
thing used that opportunity to sneak up. Okay, Liv. So if you wish, you can make an attack of opportunity on this thing.
Opportunity? Okay. As I do, I'm going to do an ice knife. And as I do this, I'm going to tell Tolgar to run.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So
That's right, because you neutralized Tolgar's poison, so he is
Right.
actually conscious now. Correct.
Exactly. So
All
where's my
right.
advantage? I gotta click the advantage button.
Yes.
Advantage. 2 attack rolls, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If you turn on the advantage, it should automatically do it for you. All righty. Let's see here.
20 and a 1. Hey, it's my first 20, guys.
Kind of weird.
Oh,
Well, I'm looking at why
did you
the.
just roll a 20?
20 and a 1?
Well, I'm trying to see what happened here.
I guess it rolled damage at the same time because it was a 20.
No, it always rolls the damage.
No, but because it's Let's see, it rolled the extra damage. That's what it did because it was a crit, right?
Right.
That's why it did 13 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay, so we got our first 20.
Alrighty, so
Hey!
that's so weird though. It's
That's
like
still good.
Yeah,
it didn't
sure.
highlight as a
Roll one.
20.
Damn it.
You were right.
Because that's only the damage. You have to roll to hit for this thing. See, this is what I'm not working out. And
Oh, sure.
hang on. So save. It's got a save DC of 13, right? But it's just rolled. It rolled damage. Do you have to roll to hit for Ice Knife? I think you might not have something turned on the macro.
You create a shard of ice and fling it to one creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On
Right.
hit target takes 1d10 piercing damage. On hit or miss, the shards explode. Target and creature take within 5 feet. The point of where the ice exploded must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is like when you actually hit the macro, it didn't roll to hit. It says
Didn't
it's,
it roll a 1 and a 20?
yeah, but the macro it doesn't show the rolls to hit, and it should.
Oh.
Yeah, you hit it. Don't get me wrong, and you did get a 20. But
It didn't show it. It shows the dice, but it doesn't show.
yeah,
it.
where your ice knife shows up.
Oh, I see. I didn't click tab over, but I see what you're saying. I don't know.
Yeah, there should be check the spell because you should actually have a button where you actually have to highlight that it rolls to hit. But in any case, it did, so you're good. Alrighty.
Natural 20!
Bam, there you go. So that is your first 20. First player roll gets the first 20. Booyah. All right, let's go ahead and credit you with that.
I'm sorry. I didn't even
And-
get a chance.
Let's see who had faith in, you know what?
The murders
This is what
and
you
thieves.
get. Because only these two people,
Oh my god.
Dr. Optimal and Draxum, you won because you had faith in Dystress. There you go.
You
Booyah.
let me
You guys
down.
are amazing.
Come on.
All right. Okay. So the
Forever.
ice knife goes flying through the air, strikes the creature in the back, doing 13 points of cold damage.
And then it splinters apart.
Yep.
Titchery, thanks for resubscribing.
Oh, it hadn't popped up yet.
Thanks.
Oh, hang on. What am I seeing here? Nope, that's okay. For some reason, it hadn't popped up. It will though. It's just that's ahead of the bot. Alrighty. So yes. Let's see. Ice knife. One second. And let me see here. That's kind of weird there. Okay. Alrighty then. So 13 points of damage.
Does that take into the splintering apart thing too?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I'm just checking.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So he has to make a dex saving throw, and that will be everybody within 5 feet. He moved just far enough out that 5 feet will, you will basically, the ice will, explode kind of in front of you, but it won't quite get close enough to hit you. All right. Let's see how
Yes,
this thing
yes.
saves. It has to roll a 13 or higher to successfully dex save.
Doesn't.
And it does. Okay, so
Gosh, damn it!
yep. So it does not take any of the. It doesn't take the damage from the explosion, but it did take the 13 points of damage from the initial strike. Okay, it lets out a loud kind of a hiss as it clutches its back with its non-scimitar wielding hand, and then realizes it's being duped. It spins back around to face you. We are looking at Emlyn.
So, I can only see 60 feet in front of me, or around me with the dark vision, right?
Right.
But this is like nighttime. It's
Yeah,
raining
so-
still.
Yep, you can see pretty much.
Can we even hear them?
Can we
Oh, you can hear them
like
for sure. Yeah, I mean they're only 160 feet, 150 feet away, but you can't
Yeah,
really
like
see
those
them now.
thunderstorms.
You would have seen the dancing lights as they ran kind of past, so temporarily it would have illuminated that area. Because I'm assuming when you heard Liv initially scream out in pain, you wouldn't have ignored it, right? Or would you, you ass? Would you, you total ass? So that being said, you probably would have at least spun to look to see what have happened, so you would have seen...
Yeah, so
You
I'm
know.
going to hold my action, because I turned around, I see it, I know something's up, but I'm on 7 health myself, so I don't want to risk myself, you know?
And you're a selfish prick. Okay.
Because I'm a selfish prick.
Seeing that, Lilith is just gonna say to Emlyn, "You should go in and get tended. I'll go back and see what's wrong."
I think we should all run, get inside. But when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start backing up. I'm not going to go super
It's
far,
like someone just gave me an out. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Lilith. So you tell him that as a free action. What do you want to do with your action?
I guess I'm gonna. Oh God, not metagaming is so hard, you guys.
Meta,
I'm
no
gonna
meta.
head that direction.
All right, so
I
you
can
can,
run at 40 feet.
and if you
but-
choose to take a dash action, you can double that.
From where I was at, that would only make it to
About the line. You'll be
Oh.
good. That'll work. Okay,
Yeah.
Tulgar. What are you doing?
I will stand up. Fuck. And she told me to run. And I know I'm no use here, so I move out 30 feet.
All right, you pull yourself up and move back 30 feet. Okay,
Yep.
back to Liv. Okay, so this thing is now turned and it now has your full attention again.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I'm gonna make another ice blast on it,
Another ice blast? Oh, you mean,
or ice knife.
yeah. Ice knife.
Yeah, there's no. If I turn around and run, I'll get attack of opportunity. Wait, how far is it away?
Yeah. How many more of those do you have?
2,
2 more? Okay.
and then nothing.
Alrighty.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna run the 30 feet, or 60 feet, and he'll
Alrighty.
get an attack of opportunity.
He will. Alright, what is your current AC? Obviously, considering you can't count your dodge or nothing, so...
Let's see. Let me take off her armor because she's naked.
Naked.
Dun, dun, it's off, and she has an AC of 11.
Alrighty. So yes, it lunges
Ow.
out as you flee. Ouch! Okay.
Oh God.
Does hit you. Does 1d6 plus 3. That's alright, you'll still be alive. Mostly.
Not for long.
Mostly alive. Ah, see, barely scratched you. Okay, as you turn and begin to flee, you kind of feel the tip of the scimitar scratch down kind of
Just
your
the tip?
right-hand side and brush against the edge of your ribs. Just the tip. Alrighty. So you are doing that. Okay, it's normal attack. What is your regular move, Liv?
Movement speed of 30.
30. Alrighty. Okay, you are actually just slightly faster than this thing, so you're able to just kind of stay right ahead of it, but it is tailing you. So move yourself 30 foot in the appropriate direction.
Oh, why is she moving? I'm hitting alt.
Alrighty.
Was there a hole over here?
Not a hole. No, this is the wall. This is where you thought that there should have that you, basically you found some broken pipe here that made you think at one point this might have been where the water came in.
Okay. Where was that entrance? Was it here?
Yes, this is well. You can either
Yeah,
here
it's on that side.
or
Okay.
here. You can get in
Okay.
either side. So this, in theory, is closer to you
Yes.
because you don't have to run around the side of the building.
That's the way she's going to be. Oops. Heading
Alrighty. Okay. Alright, so this thing is trying to chase you down, but you are slightly quicker, so you're still slightly ahead of it. Emlyn?
I guess I'm just turning and going back inside.
Alright, move yourself full movement then, your dash.
Dash is double or...
Double.
Alright, so yeah. Cool. Going around that corner.
Alrighty. Lilith. Okay, so you can hear a lot of commotion coming towards you as you can see a huge, big, shadowy shape of Tolgar running in the wrong direction. What direction is he running, kids? The wrong direction.
So Lilith's just going to be confused. She's just sort of going to ask Tolgar, what's going on? Like, why are you
Fucking
running?
run.
Okay, I'm assuming Tolgar's still
What else
moving
say?
his full dash?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you ask him what's going on as he blasts past you.
Shouts, run.
Yeah.
Are you doing? So what? Yeah, what are you yelling, Tolgar? As you
I
go
mean,
literally
fuck,
charging past
run.
Lilith, and she's just like, huh?
If I'm charging right past her, then I'll try to grab her hand, like to spin around.
Okay, so you're gonna try to snatch her and pull her along with you?
If Tolgar's running, I'm going to run too.
Okay, yes. If Tolgar's running, it's probably a good idea. Okay.
Benny Hill music.
Okay. Okay. So yep. Go ahead. And you can move 30 feet then, or whatever. All right. Back to Liv.
Okay, gonna continue on towards the entrance on the other side over here. So.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself. Your max move in that direction. Or maybe the one direction. Oh gosh, no. Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't want to meet up with anything that Tolgar's running from.
All right, Emlyn, continue your fleeing.
Being half commenced.
Run away! Run away! Run away! All right.
I was given an out. I'm taking it.
Lilith. May thee runneth away also.
Oh yeah, I'm right here with Tolgar.
All right, then move yourself max move in whatever direction you're moving.
Oh,
Tolgar,
okay.
you can basically do the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my mouse is all messed up.
Bravely ran away, away.
We're doing it.
Bravely ran away, away.
I don't even know what we're running from.
All right. Okay, well, all of you, let's just go round in order. So, Emlyn, you flee down into the wet, damp area that leads into the temple itself. Obviously, you know, you don't really get much wetter because you've been running around and wading in water anyway. So you get there first. By the looks of it, Liv will be shortly behind you, followed by Lilith and Tolgar. As you all kind of charge into the entranceway of the courtyard, and the gaping entrance to the temple stands in front of you. Most of you are kind of exhausted from your run, panting. But there is no sound or sign of your would-be pursuer.
What the hell are we running from?
Snake.
Snake?
Snake. Worse
Then
than
we
the
need
spider.
to keep going. Why are we stopping?
Wait, the snake didn't pursue us inside the temple. So you
I'm
think we're
gonna
safe
usher-
inside the temple?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Oh,
usher
it's
them
a
all
kitty.
in to the area so we could close the door. Is there a door?
Oh, there is no door, no.
Okay. Is there some kind of table or something I could put against block the entrance?
Well, the good news is, if you remember, so let's, as you all kind of run down into this place, is everybody in here? Yep, okay. There is timber aplenty all lined up that they were using. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
it
I'm gonna
appears
start
as you
hauling timber
as you
over
kind of
columns of
burst
wood.
in there, several of them appear to have been sleeping, as they're all like, "What the hell? What's going on?" And they realize it's all
Get
of
up!
you charging in. Your benefactor Joshua Cortenza stands up and he says, "Oh my word! Whatever happened to you?
Snakes and tigers.
Snakes
You may want to barricade the door.
Oh dear. We may want to what?
Help me with the timber.
We don't know if it's following us. It doesn't seem to be, but
Oh, yes, quite. You there, you! Help our guards with the timbers. Help carry them to the doorway. To the doorway, people! Come on, get
There's
up!
two
Snap
doors,
about!
so we might want to barricade both of them.
Isn't there just this one door right here?
Where did I come from?
Oh, no,
Is there
there's
another
two
entrance
entryways into the courtyard. There's only one way into the
oh,
temple.
so it's like a circle into. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, okay, so you guys are basically going to grab bundles of wood and start stacking them up at the top?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fine, here.
Thank you.
Problem
While they're
solved.
doing this, Emlyn's gonna go to the sleeping guy who got bit by the snake,
Mhm.
and he's gonna cast Mage Hands, and using all three hands, push the guy off the bed so he can lay on it.
Oh my god.
Jesus!
Okay.
Push him right off.
All right. With one violent shove, and then you climb underneath the bed. Oh, I see. I see what it's all about. How are you under there? How did that happen? Oh, I know why.
It's a little fort for little Emlyn.
An Emlyn fort.
There's little horns poking out.
No, I know why. Because that's on the wrong layer. There. Emlyn made himself a little fort, pulled the blanket down over top, and hid underneath it.
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm just
You
laying
shove
down
the guy off the bed.
Should I create you a thunder buddy or something? Or?
Right, yeah. Rather
there's
abruptly and
thunder
rudely, he is awoken as he stands up, glances at you, has a worried and concerned look on his face. It looks like he's about to say something like, "Ha!" Never mind. And he goes and lays down in this far corner, and props himself up against the wall, with one eye kind of looking scowly at you. Alright, by now you have managed to stack a whole pile of timbers
Alright.
over the entryway, sealing yourselves in and hopefully anything out.
I just want to say I was probably grunting excessively because I have such low health, but I was trying to move very rapidly and carry these heavy timbers over like,
You, my back hurts!
you know? It's really loud, disturbing everybody.
Okay, Jess, go. Jetstream.
They're going, "Well, help him, you fools!"
Jetstream, have a good night, bud. Alright, yeah. So, yeah, Joshua Cortenza, he's like, so, this snake creature that you speak of, did you see it?
Yes, we saw it. Have you seen it before as well?
No, but, you did allude to the fact that my friend over there in the corner was previously bitten by it.
And you have yet to find any hieroglyphics or any writings of it.
We probably won't for several days. As I said, until this place is properly secured, we will not be attempting to scrape off or clean the area where the hieroglyphics are. We wouldn't want to damage them, you see. It's a very,
I
very
think
delicate
our
process.
survival may be a little bit more important than the preservation of those hieroglyphics. We really should try to have a really
Absolutely
good-
absurd!
It's
What's an
absurd
absurd
when a snake
idea?
bites your head off.
You said it's absurd to think that the lost teachings from a serviceable race that is over 2,000 years old. It's clearly more important than these few humble individuals here. If all of us had to lay down our lives to preserve this, I should stand for that very thing.
Lilith is going to turn to Joshua and say, I nominate you
Nominate me for what?
to go out and confront the snake creature and tell him he needs to slow his roll while you finish excavating the ruins and preserving them.
Oh, absolutely not. No, that's not what I'm here for. And besides, it's raining outside. I don't have any wet weather gear. I'll get wet.
That would be the least of your worries, and I'm sure that these men didn't come out here to die.
Did the hieroglyphics and things that he was scraping off earlier, they were over here, right?
Yeah, well, he hadn't scraped anything off. He just pointed them out.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Liv wants to go talk to Lilith real quick in a corner where she can't be overheard.
Alrighty. Pick a corner, any corner. Probably not this one if you don't want to be overheard.
Psst, this way.
Yes, my dear, may I help you?
Yes, I think you should try to use your feminine wiles on him and perhaps get his attention towards you while I try to at least scrape some of this stuff away on the back wall to make sense of it. I have a feeling that we can solve this puzzle if we can just read what that wall says.
Right. What are you doing, Tolgar?
Oh, I know what he's doing.
Oh.
So Emily's laying on the bed.
Putting the wood on the door, so I walk over toward him and kind of like lean over intimidatingly and just looking at him.
Ugh.
Someone
Yes.
looks comfy.
It's really not. It's the other guy. He really messed it up. He broke it. So it's actually a lot of splinters.
I believe
it's not
I'm more
comfortable at all.
hurt than you. Would you like off the table?
Alright, looks like they're doing a vote of inspiration. Emily's selfish retreat and stealing the
Yes.
bed. You guys all suck. I wouldn't give him an inspiration point for that. That's just what he does anyway. That's nothing inspiring about it.
I love it.
Fine.
You don't deserve one.
I'm gonna crawl out of the bed and just like collapse down below.
Without saying thank you, I'm gonna lie down.
Alrighty.
Not giving you a massage.
Actually,
You're gonna hear this from the
about our-
bed. There
Put on
goes
about
the
our
massage.
plan.
Right, so basically you have robbed the bed from... You've stolen the bed from Tolgar.
Yes.
Okay, as you do that, the guy in the corner looking at you goes... chuckling to himself, so pleased to see that Emlyn is now also evicted from the only place that is even remotely sensible to lie down. Okay, so meanwhile, over in the far corner, so let's see what Liv and Lilith are up to.
So we're talking over whether or not we should try to distract him. But Liv looks down and realizes that she's buck-ass naked, and that wasn't very distracting. And she's also bleeding from head to toe, pretty much. So maybe Liv needs to probably take care of her own wounds. And she's somewhat surprised that nobody was like, "Oh my God, naked bloody girl!"
Lilith,
Hey,
to
they've
the
kind of seen
to
it
her
now.
suggestion and at first was going to be like, well, I did just tell him he needed to go outside, basically die. But I
Well.
can try.
It would appear that the vote has been carried, so, Emlyn,
Really?
yes,
Congrats.
you have an inspiration
I
point.
literally didn't do anything.
You are yourself, Shagget, and that
I
deserves
was.
all the inspiration points in the world.
Alrighty. Okay. Yes, ladies.
I can give it a shot.
Yeah, I probably need to tend to my wounds first, though.
Okay, well, you give me the go-ahead whenever you're ready.
Well, yes, I'll do that. Liv is going to try to clean off in this fountain, which I'm sure is going to distract Joshua. And is there any pieces of fabric or anything that she could wrap herself in?
The only thing there is like where some of these, where they had like large kind of sheets
Leather
of thin
sheet.
cloth that they were using that were originally wrapped over top of these pile of slates. So there is like a big white sheet you can take. In
Okay.
fact, it's large enough you could probably make a couple of outfits out of it.
Toga.
Toga party.
Toga!
Yeah.
Toga! Alrighty. Hey, it's pretty much what these three are wearing anyway, by the looks of it. Yeah, see, look, they're pretty
The
toga.
natives.
They're
When
pretty
in- when in
togaed up.
Rome.
Alrighty.
So she's washing off the blood in the fountain.
Okie dokie. You clean yourself off. As you do so, as soon as you start, Joshua immediately says, "What are you doing? That's our drinking water. We have no other."
Not anymore. But I can fix it later tomorrow morning.
Well, I certainly hope so. I was about to suggest that we all just stay put. Now we have a barricade. We'll just stay here for several days. Let us finish our job. And, well, remove the barricade and make a run for it.
And act like prey? I don't think that's the way to go.
Well, as
When
soon as
has-
you all come running in here with your proverbial tails between your legs, I don't really see what the options are. I'm certainly not going out there.
We could be pecked off one by one if we run out altogether. I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, you were hired to be the guards. All I'm interested in is making sure that we manage to excavate this place appropriately. Another week should do it, I would think. Maybe less if you all help with the hard labor around here, help secure the pillars, things like that.
He's got to be kidding.
Liv kind of ignores him, and she is washing herself off in the fountain, still examining the damn fountain, because it's like her new fascination.
All right. It's a half-moon fountain with the weird kind of half-lion, half-doggish
Nine.
head. And the
She's-
now somewhat contaminated water supply.
So she's trying to figure out in her mind right now. Cat, canine, snake, bear? What if this temple... I don't know about the bear thing. What if this temple... And she kind of says this out loud. What if this temple used to be a weretiger temple? And then the snakes came in, and maybe they're on to some sort of war. Because... I don't know why yet, but that could be what they're doing.
Okay,
And she goes,
as you say that, Joshua is kind of like, oh dear, shaking his head.
nobody likes my X-Files explanations.
He says, well, if we're not going to do anything else this evening and we have a barricade, where's that? Where are you? And he starts looking around as if he's looking for somebody. Dayton! Where are you? At this point, this fellow, the other last remaining guard, sticks his head out from behind the pillar. Yes, Mr. Cortenza? Why don't you watch? Why don't you stand up there on the top of the elevation of that level there and sit by the barricade, make sure nothing unpleasant comes in.
Yeah, that's because we know his guard skills are so up to par.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm incredibly weary. Not very with it at the moment. I would be a terrible guard. I'd probably fall asleep on you. Wouldn't want to do that. Kind of.
Remembering what Liv wants Lilith to do, she's going to start trying to take Joshua's side of this. You heard what he said. You should listen to him. He is the one in charge here.
All right. With that, he says, yes, quite indeed. Yes, you get up there. Go on, do as you're told, or I won't get you won't get paid that way.
Liv grabs a sheet and kind of
Fair
like
enough.
skimpers around the back to get into place for those ruins.
Okay, he
Hieroglyphics.
kind of like sheepishly walks past Lilith as he cuts his eyes up at her, like looking a little cowardly.
Oh, these poor bastards.
As he continues past, as he kind of walks past Joshua Cortenza. He says, "Well, hurry up then! Don't drag your feet." "Fine, sorry. He moves his way up and perches himself down, staring rather intently at the makeshift barricade. Now, the only person looking in that direction directly currently is Lilith. Lilith, give me a skill check. See if you notice something.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Oh, lordy. Snake.
Alright, yeah, so you're going to go ahead and give me a perception check, please. Let's see, what is the total on that? A 14, okay. You can... The guy is kind of sitting there, but he's trembling. Like... Initially you think maybe it's the cold, but then you realize he's been in here for several hours. He's not wet. It's not exactly that cold in here, inside the temple. In fact, it's somewhat warm. But he's like... And he keeps glancing down, like looking over the edge of the balcony at Tulgar and at Emlyn. Like...
What?
Oh, can we get our rest?
There is no such thing as rest.
That's why. It's pretty good.
Oh, shit.
No. Okay, yeah,
Tulgar's
he's
gonna get killed on the bed, watch.
killed
Like
on the
it's
bed.
grabbed from below.
No, it's just like, why would this dude be scared unless he's seen something?
Hey, you know there's nothing under the bed. You just ran under there. Alright, but yeah, he's kind of... He does seem noticeably... I mean, obviously, with the circumstances going on, you could understand people being a little bit... But this is a armed guard. These simple laborers do not seem to be as fearful as he is.
David,
Yes?
you've seen one of these creatures, haven't you?
Oh, what creatures?
Creatures that have been attacking your fellow people here. You are incredibly freaked out for somebody who hasn't seen anything.
Well, no, it's just... You told me that, well, my friend that I was here with, he was killed by the thing out there, you said. That's horrifying. Of course I'm scared.
We've told everybody here what happened. You're the only one that seems shaken up about it.
Well, I mean, you know, these things happen, don't they? You know, giant snake men and things and weird tigers. It happens. You know, sometimes we're in a strange woodland area. It's kind of, you know, just, well, very scary, very frightening. I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore.
That's understandable, but if you don't tell me everything that you know, I can't help you.
Give me a persuasion check then. Or intimidate, whichever you prefer. You can either persuade or intimidate, your choice. But give me whichever dialogue you wish to go with it.
Oh, gosh damn it.
I'm assuming that was a persuade?
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
He looks at you and says, I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. This isn't what I signed up for. This was supposed to be an easy job. My friends were not supposed to be murdered and dragged into the dark screaming. I don't want to be next.
I know how you feel. We were told it wasn't going to be that big of a job either.
Oh, they lied to us, didn't they? They bloody lied. Yes, they lied. He's the one. And he turns around and starts pointing down there at Joshua Cortenza.
Well, he's in the same boat that you are. We all are in this together. We're all in danger, David.
He knows more about this
We
place
gotta
than
help
anybody.
each other.
Bet he knew this was going to happen. Didn't you? Didn't you? You knew! And he kind of looks at him. You're absurd, sir. I know nothing of the sort. Trust me when I tell you that these unpleasant circumstances have nothing specifically to do with this temple. It's clearly some kind of outside matter. The only thing that you're probably correct in is yes, it is probably very much responsible due to the fact that we are in amongst a rather unpleasant wooded area, and I'm sure that these creatures that you speak of have come wandering in to investigate the noise.
Lilith's going to turn back to the guard and she's going to say, you know that's not true. This is why you need to tell me what you've seen.
So I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen a thing. I just don't want to be here. I don't want to be up here. If it comes through here, I'm going to be first. He's bigger. Why doesn't he do it? As he points down at the big oafish fellow sitting down here. I don't mind. Well, yeah, you come up here then. Come on.
Oh, not Nip, bro Nip.
Fair enough.
It's Lil Nips.
Lil Nip.
Okay. He comes up and stands next to him. Stands right by the door, or by the barricade. Looking at it, he says, "Doesn't look very sturdy, does it? Just a big pile of boards, really. How big did you say this thing was then?" And he looks directly at Lilith.
I personally didn't see it, but my friends, they found it quite formidable. Particularly Tolgar.
So pretty big then.
I would assume. Something that can take down Tolgar isn't something I would want to meet out in the dark rain.
Whatever it is could probably knock this pile of boards over pretty straightforwardly then.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too, which is why we need as much information as we can get. She's going to look pointedly at the guard.
Okay, he kind of just looks and goes, well, now he's here. I'm going to go and get some rest. If you don't mind, if you'll excuse me. As he kind of begins to try to walk widely around you. You notice that he is leaving an unnaturally large amount of gap between you and him. In fact, he's so trying to avoid you that he's barely walking along the very edge of that 20-foot drop. The large oafish fellow turns around, puts his back up against it, sits down, puts his weird makeshift sword in his lap. Good a place as any to sleep, I suppose.
Right. He's the one that's supposed to be looking out for us, and he's going to sleep. Lilith going to tell him, you hear anything, you let us know immediately.
Aye. Of course, if I hear anything, it'd probably be a loud crash as something comes barging through these boards, knocking me flying.
Yep, you let us know when that happens. She's gonna.
Right. Well, this fellow goes down, climbs up the top of the ladder, and perches himself all the way up the top here on the scaffold, noticeably staring hard with his eyes wide awake at the boarded entryway. Okay, Liv, what were you doing over there in the corner where all the ruins and stuff were?
So she grabbed the sheet. If there's anything that she could use to clean away the ruin, she would do that. Look for items that can be used, as well as probably going to go back to the fountain and wet the bottom of her piece of cloth. So.
All right, so you go and dampen it.
Is there any kind of like scrapers or an investigation roll for that?
I mean, there's some tools and stuff laying around for sure. I mean, there's little, kind of like little wooden handled spike tools. There's brushes. There's like a neatly folded kit of small brushes, files, and stuff like that are all sitting right here at the base of this pillar.
Okay, she goes around, as long as Joshua, she looks to see if Joshua's back is turned to her before she makes any kind
right
of
now,
movement.
he is looking directly in your direction.
Oh, okay, no, she's, she's just gonna, sit and then just kind of, kneel, with her legs kind of, just...
Okay. All right. Like you're just resting up.
Just resting.
Right. Well, as everything seems to be calming down, everybody begins to move themselves back into positions where they can kind of get comfortable. And slowly but surely, everybody starts to kind of get themselves settled back down to try to rest. It has been an incredibly long day, after all. Alrighty.
You hear Tolgar snoring.
Okay, yep, so Tolgar is snoozing away. Emlyn, what are you doing?
Same.
You're going to try to sleep in the
I'm
corner next to
comfortable
Tolgar?
Oh, like my little puppy.
Aww.
Like a little...
It's gonna steal your
Why don't
body heat.
there's probably just enough room for you to curl up right on the end of his bed if you want to.
I don't want to get kicked off. Need my rest.
All right.
I'll try to
Lilith.
Lilith is not going to sleep. She's not trusting. Well, she doesn't not trust him, but she knows he's going to go to sleep, probably, and she doesn't want to be caught with her pants down, if you'll pardon the expression.
Not a
when this thing
subscriber
busts
then.
up in here.
Okay, so whereabouts is she going to settle herself? Are you going to stand right there in the middle of the door tapping your foot?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
She wants to be able to get a good view of everything, so she'll probably be further up here to where it just starts to get where so you can see everything.
Indeed. Well, that brings us perfectly to our first break. So everybody else is pretty much settled down for a quiet, somewhat disturbing night. Tolgar snores quietly in the corner, actually more like loudly in the corner. Everybody else, slowly but surely, seems to find their way to some form of restless sleep. All except for Lilith, who's staring intently at the barricade. The large fellow that's sitting down in front of the barricade, at this point he hasn't gone to sleep. He's just kind of sitting there like this.
Yeah, Lilith's just gonna sit there and quietly pray.
Alright. I anticipate that Liv is waiting for everybody to seem to be asleep. Now would probably be as close to your opportunity as you're going to get. So what do you want to do?
She grabs the tools as quietly as possible, and did she already wet the bottom of her sheet thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Then she makes her way over to the back wall. So that chalice was about here-ish?
Alrighty. Okay. Yep, you go over to where you remember the faint outline of what you think may have been like the half outline of a chalice, yes.
Okay. And so she wants to kind of clean away, not harshly, but how harsh is it to clean away this stuff? Like when she's trying to scrape at it?
The moss will come off fairly easy. The problem is whether it's going to take away any of the surface area, because the very first thing you notice is once you're right up close to it, this isn't carved into the wall. It almost looks like some kind of plaster or mud is put on the wall, and this was carved into it. And I heard another kind donation, and we will thank you for that donation here at the next break. So if you want to try to clean this off, I am going to say that this really is going to have to probably come down. I would say that this is a case of having like a delicate touch and stuff like that. So I'm going to say sleight of hand. Make a sleight of hand check. A 12. Okay. You start kind of taking some of the moss and stuff like that away. The green stain underneath it is kind of fairly, it's fairly tough to kind of pull some of that away. The moss is gripped by the roots to it, and as you start pulling some of that away, you're aware that little bits of the plaster are starting to fall, and in some cases it's kind of making it difficult to possibly see what was there before. You can continue, but you're distinctly worried that you may end up pulling away more of the actual markings and leave you with less than what you had before to identify them with.
Well, dealing with wood so much, she knows when to stop at a piece, and she knows that this is beyond her skill set, so she's going to find a place to sleep. But she's going to keep the tools with her anyways.
Okay. All right.
Where's the place to sleep? Sure. Let's go sleep by the skeleton. Why not? It's not going to rise again. It doesn't have a head.
Right. Yep, half of its chest cavity is missing, and it's got bones laying
Seems like a
splattered
good
everywhere.
spot.
Hey, there you go.
And then we find out the snake's a necromancer too. And
He doesn't have a. He has like a
Alrighty.
disembodied head, right? We're good.
Let's see here.
Okay. So, are we doing a long rest, or is something crazy going to
You'll
happen?
find out. All right. So you seem to get a pretty much an uneventful night. Nothing happens. The rain actually seems to subside some many hours later. And when you all kind of do finally wake and glance around, everybody's still here. The large fellow at the top is slumped heavy against the boards, snoring his head off. But the boards are all still intact. It would seem that nothing tried to interfere with you this night. So I would consider that a successful long rest. Yes.
So what does that mean for hit points again?
Yeah, because chat doesn't know that we homebrewed.
Yeah, homebrewed.
Right.
Right, so we should go
basically,
over it.
you get 20% plus your con bonus back. Automatically.
20%.
Yep.
Math.
This is math you speak of. What? Hold up, I'm trying to figure out spells.
Yep. So basically, a fifth of your hit points plus your con back.
Got it.
Do you round up or down?
Up. Round up.
Yay.
So if it's 4.2, I could round up to 5.
Yes. No.
Really?
No. Yep. Yep. You sleep for 8 hours, and that's how many hit points that have returned without any kind of beneficial aid or treatment. That's just
You
your
only
rest.
got 5 hit points back. Are you serious?
Yeah. 4.2, and then the 1 for my con.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Makes sense. I mean, you know.
Minus 5
I-
versus math check. Yeah, I mean, you just went to sleep. That's it. 8 hours later, you woke up.
I feel superhuman.
How much did Tolgar heal?
12.
Yeah, see? It's all
So now I'm
relative.
just 16.
All right. Okay.
It's like, I feel fine.
Emlyn and Liv, if you're changing any of your stuff, you need to let me know.
I'm
can't.
definitely changing. Just give me a minute to figure out to what.
Sure.
Yeah, I
I will be
can't.
changing.
I'm not that special. So,
You're keeping everything yours the same?
well, I can't change.
Oh, that's
the
right.
whole
You don't get to
fucking
change yours.
shit.
Yours is set, isn't it? Pretty much, yes.
Yep, that's what
That's
I know. I know.
right. Forgot you're a bloody warlock. Okay.
And I don't have my hellish rebuke back for another day, right? So that's a full 24 hours. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's a 24-hour thing. All right. Well, by the time you've done that, everybody starts opening up their meager pack and provisions and chowing down on whatever rations they have. I don't know what you guys have got, if anything at all.
We had some food. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, as soon as they have done that, they all kind of seem to stare directly at the water trough. And the very first one that goes near it, Joshua says, no, I wouldn't drink from that if I were you. He says, what? Yes, one of our friends decided it would be a, well, appropriate bathing spot for her. And you may notice that it is a little bit of a sanguinish colour now. Yes, no, I wouldn't drink that.
Oh, please, I'll take care of that. And she walks over. One of the spells she's going to switch out for is create water.
Okay,
As soon as I go back to it.
alright.
So it'll be one spell slot used for first level.
I'm just going to go to Joshua's shoulder and like poke him a few times. Right in the shoulder.
Okay, he looks slightly down. He goes, yes?
You did those runes over that hole, right?
I did, yes. Don't touch them. Don't walk over them.
So what else can you do of the magical persuasion?
Oh, not much really. Just, wards and things of that nature.
Because
No good
my
in a
friend-
fight. No, not at all. No good whatsoever in a fight. Have no
That's my-
offensive capability whatsoever.
Listen, shut up. My friend over here, the dude with the battle axe, we fought one of the creatures outside, turned into a tiger, didn't seem to take any physical damage whatsoever from that weapon right there, which will, of course, skewer you in twain quite easily.
Yes, but why would you do that?
Because you annoy me.
Because we are up against things that take no damage from physical attacks.
Well, yes, there are such strange creatures and beasties, you know, that can do things like that, for sure.
I
Well-
could suffocate it to death, though. If I wanted.
I would very much like it if there's a way we could imbue that axe with some kind of magic to make it more powerful.
Oh, you're talking to the wrong scholar, I'm afraid. Not the sort of thing I can do.
You can just do wards, and that's it.
Well, yes.
Damaging
Well, not
wards
just
of
wards,
magic?
shields. I specialize in some illusions. Flowers. I do a great job with flowers. I've been known to make entire gardens of illusionary magic.
Sounds useful.
Oh, it can
Me
be.
too.
Jolgar, look,
You can put a smile on the right lady's face, for sure. Now, I'm way more of a historian than I am a, well, wizard or sorcerer, whatever you wish to call me.
I see. Well, then we are woefully underprepared for that.
What can you tell us about this place?
Well, as I've said before, this temple once belonged to, as a place of worship for the lost civilizations of Arilla, some couple of thousands of years old. The Arillians worshipped elementals and the elemental magics, as it were. Water, earth, fire, wind, those sort of things. Which is why I find it very unlikely that your strange tiger creature and your snake have anything specifically to do with this temple. I think it is purely coincidental that they are here. Besides, this temple has been derelict for a couple of thousand years. They'd have to be extremely old, wouldn't they, to still be poking around after all of this?
So, considering only 2 of us in the party that came here to defend you are able to cast magic, what do you suggest we do versus this were-snake creature?
Well, I already made my suggestion, but you didn't like it. I said we should barricade ourselves in here and complete the excavations. Once they're done, run like the devil.
No, that won't work.
Well, there you are then, you see. That was my suggestion. Understand,
How
I was
long
hired...
is the contract?
Well,
Till they finish.
until I'm finished, yes.
How long will it take
About another
if
week.
we barricade ourselves?
About another week. The only problem is we don't have any fresh water, you see.
I just made 10 gallons of water
Where'd you put it? In the
in the barrels.
Ah,
the
well,
wall.
okay. Oh, you put. Okay, so you're dumping it into these. Okay. He says, "Oh, well, that certainly assists us then, doesn't it? Yes. We probably have enough food.
If we can barricade the door better, then I don't see the problem. I'll kill it on the way out.
There you are, you see.
Or what about we try to trap it somewhere with some of your wards?
Yeah, don't really see that would be a smart thing to do.
How so?
I'd have to go outside, and I'm not doing that. It's dangerous out there. There are things out there that will kill me.
I can watch over you.
There are things in here that can kill you.
I wish I could take one of these.
Take one of what?
This is Zelda, out of character.
Oh, okay. He just kind of looks at you and says, you see, I'm here because of my expertise. That is, renovations of ancient buildings. You are here for your expertise, which is allegedly protecting people like me.
Well,
From animals.
Tigers, snakes, sounds like animals to me.
We know
Yeah.
full well that these are not the same kind of animals that we were contractually given.
Yes, but I didn't
Also,
actually hire you,
mind
did I? So
look at us. We have already defended you against one of these such creatures, and it almost killed both of us.
I didn't even get its claw.
But almost killed, you see, but you were successful. You did indeed defend yourself.
Do we look like we're in fighting shape right now?
Well,
Emlyn still looks pretty bloody on some places. You know, he's only at like 15 health or 14 health or whatever.
You, healer,
12 health.
can you help my friends?
are you talking to this dude?
Yeah, the guy that had previously been helping the person Emlyn shoved off the bed.
Okay, he wanders over and he says, well, I can certainly take a look at your wounds. That being said, I'm not exactly a medic.
It seems to me like what we should do is leave this dastardly place, all of us, right away.
Oh, absolutely not going to happen, I'm afraid. Have to stay here, have to finish the job.
And get the king or whoever to get more men and more competence in this group.
Ah, see, this is the problem, isn't it? Because when I originally came here, and I petitioned to Councilman Hawthorne, he alluded to the fact that they had next to no guards. The city itself, the town of Lusker anyway, was woefully underprotected, and he couldn't offer any official help, so I was forced to, request the aid of a few mercenaries, which I managed to find a few. He did indeed say, however, that he would put out the word, and if he could find any more able-bodied men that were willing to come up here, he would afford the cost to hire them and send them my way, which I believe is where you come in.
Yes, but if we leave, who is going to protect you?
Well, probably nobody.
So you would stay here and die?
I doubt we'll die, because we'll use my plan. We'll stay in here, and then when we're done, we'll run through the woods.
That barricade is not going to keep that thing out.
Well, no, but we have a lot of tools. That barricade was thrown up last night in a ditch effort to defend ourselves. I dare say, as you can see, we're capable of building complex scaffolds. I'm sure we can build a much more amicable defensive structure.
The only problem is building something so elaborate, it'll be hard to get out if we ever have to escape, and if something can come through these walls.
Well, these
It's an old
walls...
temple after all.
This is true, but I'm willing to take my chances. Of course, as I said, I'm not the expert in these matters. Why don't you do what it is you do best and, protect.
Okay, well, Lilith's going to turn back to the healer and ask him to do what he can, if he can do anything to help.
All right. He opens up a small satchel and pulls out some clean white linen, and gets out some water and proceeds to wet the cloth and cleanse the area where your wounds are. It stings, it hurts a little bit. And that's literally about it.
Awesome.
Okay, Liv comes over to Emlyn and sits on whatever is sitting wise and puts her hands on him, on his wounds, and looks everything over.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Emlyn has got some nasty... Bio234, thank you for subscribing! What do we say, Jane?
Take your pants off, Bio. Do it, and welcome.
Do it.
Quite honestly, you should always take your pants off before a bio. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, the main injury that still persists is the gash on his neck when he got bit by the...
Yeah, he's got big, nasty teeth marks.
He's at 12 out of 21 health. Just so
Do you seem to be taking additional wound or any feeling worse than you already have been? Any more wooziness than what has been for the last few hours?
I know.
Okay.
It still hurts like the bilio, but that's about it.
You know, I don't know why exactly I'm going to heal you, other than...
You don't know why.
I don't know why, because you attacked that were creature. We didn't know he was a were tiger at the time. He was a human trying to help us.
He was an outsider to our guardsman duties.
He was trying to warn us and protect us.
He was proven to be a tiger who killed a guard of this establishment. I was doing my job.
We don't know that. There could be multiple.
We do know that.
There could be multiple tigers. If we were to judge one creature,
He was a tiger. I fucking attacked him. I wanted him dead, and he's dead.
If we were to make snap assumptions about a race because we see one of them,
Are
then
you with us or not?
Emlyn, would you please listen?
Or were you hired to do what we're doing, or were you not?
I am going to help you. I've been helping you
Then
this entire way.
Then stop berating me and let's go.
Like I was saying. If we were going to judge races, snap judge races because of what they are, I would have snap judged you in the beginning. You did tell me that you were cursed. But I wanted to believe that those adorable horns could not possibly be something of a curse. And as she says that, she goes to touch the horn.
Smacking it away.
Do not want my help.
Smacking her.
So you're like
Not-
swatting her hand away from you?
I'm swatting her hand away. Not like
Fine.
you live in some delusional world where everything connects and makes sense, and that is not the world I see or live in. I am not someone to be cutesy with. If you try to touch my horns, I will kill you.
Cutesy. I don't think it's cutesy. I just think they're interesting.
And you think everything is interesting.
Well,
Like a cargo hold in a ship of people who saved our lives. I'm sorry. But your world does not make sense to me. You don't make sense to me.
and putting the group at risk for a snap judgment. I mean, what if that were-tiger out there had friends? What if it wasn't just one, but many? What if they would have been our allies and they would have been able to attack and defend us against those snake people?
What if you try to see the world as it really is and not how you want it to be? You're
I don't
going
know.
off in flights of fantasy about shit you don't even see or witness or experience. And you're telling it to me like it's truth. I'm sorry, that's not the truth I see. So I'm going to do a snap judgment. The guy told us everything we needed to know. He was an outsider to the group. He killed the guard.
Did
Done.
he give you any inclination that he was going to attack you? Did you do any
He was
kind
about
of
as naked as
observation?
you were.
Well,
He was about as naked as you were.
you said he was beaten.
Well, poor little beaten bastard.
Can I
He's
interrupt
now
this?
dead.
Of course you
Since
can.
I'm
Just
standing
do
right
it.
there.
Just do it.
I'm going to just slowly walk right in between them, turn to Liv, and say, "I'll take the heels."
Just kind of barge. Yeah, it's like Emily's just like pushed back as this huge wall of person is now between him and Liv. All right. Well, while you've been doing
You're
this,
still offering.
all of the laborers have started to take timbers and move them towards. It looks like they're going ahead and building this barricade at this point.
Evelyn, do you want your shoulder healed?
If you can, sure.
Tolgar, do you mind if I heal his shoulder?
I'm next.
Liv is going to need a rest after all this. And she places her hand on Emlyn's shoulder and looks at him. You looking back? What are you doing? Expression. No?
Oh, you're
He's muted. That's what
Shaggy.
he's doing. He's lost his voice.
I'm looking beyond you.
Then the horns are mine. No. In that case, she places her other hand on your shoulder, and you feel warmth and relaxation flow through your body. And she says, "Wakora." It's 1d4 of spelling plus my modifier.
So
Dun, 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 dun.
that's
Don't roll a 1.
Yeah, well, it's 1d4 plus your spell. It's you get it automatically.
3 plus. So a total of 6.
So you get 6 back.
There you go.
You're
I'm just
welcome.
gonna grunt
Yes, thanks.
and then back up.
Hey, that's what I do.
You learned it from watching you.
All right,
True, I
Lilith.
did.
What are you doing? It looks like you've gone over to the water fountain, right?
I'm just kind of standing here watching the water.
All right.
I'm kind of pissed off at the fact that I have to stay here for another week.
Okay.
Okay, she places her hands on Tolgar. Tolgar, where is your shoulder? It got pierced, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she's going to heal you as well. But she says we probably need to strategize a little bit better than what we have been. Maybe figure out a way onto the roof. Is there a way to get out of here? So we can at least get a bird's eye view of what's going on out there? Because sitting in here like prey is not going to do us any good. We are putting ourselves at a disadvantage. Strategically, you should know this.
I just know I need to be healed,
Matt, thank
and
you for
then
the
I can
follow.
get up
I'm
there and kill
Hatebringer
this
as well.
thing.
I think I missed you, bud, earlier.
I don't think going alone is the best way to do that.
Oh,
And she
not
says-
alone.
Can I hear them saying this, even though I'm
With
all the way over
of
here?
you.
She says, Wakora. The warmth spread throughout your limbs, and you are healed for.
5.
Nay. I don't say that as Tolkar.
Yeah. How healed do you feel?
Out of character, I'm 21 out of 38 for everybody.
So you feel pretty reasonable.
I
You're
feel
sore,
alright.
achy, stuff like that. Not much to be expected after wrestling a were-tiger, if that's what you think it is. So,
Right.
yeah. But you're okay. You know, no serious injuries, no serious wounds.
Then I'll say, don't tell me about talk of strategy. We'll plan strategy. And you will listen this time.
Tolgar,
God, I
as
fucking love
somebody that
Tolkar.
does strategize, don't you see that it was putting us all at a disadvantage by firing first? This person did not deserve what he had gotten.
Attacking first is always almost the way to go.
Not if you could have gotten the allies out of it.
I don't ally with.
With this group over here are starting to cut boards and tie and rope them together.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna look past her and be like, we need to figure out what we're doing before we get trapped in here for a week.
We do need to figure out that, but I do think you need some more healing because I don't know what's going to happen. So she does cast her healing word one more time, and she's going to use it as a second level spell slot this time.
Okay.
Hold on. Higher healing. Okay, so I'll just roll it twice because it's 2 times
Well, it's
Okay,
it's 2d4 plus the modifier.
plus the modifier.
Yeah, but you
Lilith is going to call up to the guard because he hasn't moved around like everybody else.
okay. He is actually cowering in the corner. His back is up against it, and he is rocking slightly backwards and forwards, like there's something not altogether right with the guy.
That's fun.
Okay, I'm coming up here with him.
Okay.
Liv is going to go find a corner to try to sleep and regain some of that back.
All right, so what? Liv's not really tired. You just slept for 8 hours.
She's going to meditate.
Okay. Let's have a look. Where are we? So what spell did you use for healing?
A healing word.
Oh,
I
okay.
used it twice, and I also used the water, so that has one. I have one more.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't so. Okay, so so basically you cast it second level, so it would have done an additional D4, so it would have done 7 plus 4, so 11. You've healed 11 points.
Yay!
There you go.
Yeah, because you don't add the stat bonus to each dice. You only add it like to the total. Okay, there you go.
So she's gonna go towards the wall and try to like meditate.
Where's Lilith? Sorry.
I'm up on the scaffolding with the guard.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So you're sitting up there. Yes, he's gone particularly white. He's very pale, and he's kind of sweating a little bit.
Do you feel unwell?
We're not getting out of this. It's not going to happen. We're all going to die in here. All of us. Every one of us. We'll be dead. Dead, I tell you. Dead by morning.
I'm not dying here.
And you need to leave. We all need to leave. We should leave now. Yes, leave now. That mad one over there, he's going to barricade us in it. He doesn't want us to leave. No, doesn't want us out of here, does he? No, wants us to stay. Yes. Now it'll get us. It'll get us all.
Why are you still here? If you're frightened, you should leave.
If I leave by myself, it'll get me. I can't leave on my own. Oh, look. I've got... He fumbles in his I've got 14 gold pieces and 5 silver. If you and one of your friends will help escort me back down to the river, you can have it. I'll let you have the lot.
I'm not interested in your gold.
Well,
You'll be fine.
Lilith? A moment.
what about you? You, 14. I've got gold. I'll give you the gold if you escort me back to the river. Come on. 14 gold. You can have the lot.
Lilith, come down.
She's gonna.
Okay. As you start climbing down the scaffolding, no, don't go. Don't go. Trust me, 14 gold and certain survival. Much better than staying here.
Yeah, over here. I'm gonna walk back to where Tolgar is, and then see where Liv is, and if she joins us, she joins us.
You're gonna beckon her. Okay.
I'm just.
So yeah, you.
For
So
everybody,
yeah.
it's
So
like a
I mean,
group
she's looking
powwow.
over there. So she can see you all. See you come over there with Liv over to Tolgar, and sees you kind of look across to her.
I'll beckon her over
Okay.
with a nod.
One
Gets
of
up
those.
from her meditative stance and moves over.
Alrighty.
Honestly, let's just go. Let's take him at his deal, take his gold, and just head back.
What deal?
He offered us only 14 gold to escort him back to the river. I think we should take it.
Instead of this contract?
Sure.
What about the contract?
What about the contract? Who cares?
We signed the contract. We followed through the contract.
Well, we fulfilled the contract. We protected them versus one of the creatures. And then I'm going to look at Liv and I'm going to say that I attacked first.
That
And then I'm gonna
could
look back
have
at Tolgar.
been our ally later.
Not again, Tolgar. We did our duties. We protected these people from a were-tiger or a creature of some kind.
The contract
Convincing
states
word.
till the end of the excavation, does it not?
Okay. Wipe off some of the wall down there. We finished. It's done. Who cares?
I have a better idea.
What?
You trap the snake in the corner and we kill it.
Oh, that seems way too difficult. I say we just cut our losses and leave.
I saw Liv use web when she turned into a spider. Snakes can easily get trapped in nettings or webs.
I suppose they could, but we don't know how many snakes are out there. Why do we assume that there's just one?
More?
Lilith is
I-
gonna look at Tolgar right in the face and say, "The only good snake is a dead snake. I stand with you."
Oh my god.
If we could figure out how many there were, it'd be one thing, but due to the fact that I have no more Mr. Hoots, I can't scout around for you anymore.
So you all want to stay here and fulfill the contracts.
I'm not saying that staying here and fulfilling the contract is their best option, but we have to figure out something. Whether it's going onto the roof and looking or whatever, we need to figure out something to strategize. And if we do go back, you guys put your name on that piece of paper.
Right.
I want everyone to know my name, my blood, where I came from.
That's
That's great.
amazing, but I really don't want to be imprisoned again. And I know that you're a mighty soldier, Tolgar, and I know you could probably take on gazillions of people at a time. But you did end up on that ship, like the rest of us.
all the more reason why, if we return and we leave this place, contract nullified, we don't stay in the town where we gave them our name.
What's to
We
say
move
when
on.
we... Well, I would do that. Move on. We wouldn't... This obviously would not be our final place, but... In the meantime, what's not to say that we won't be arrested upon getting back? And if we take one of these guys with us, what's not to say that one of them won't say, hey, we lost 2 people on the time. Will we just
I
go by
don't-
ourselves?
I don't care about the guy personally, although he did offer us gold and a way out.
Right.
There is money involved here. If we complete the contract, we're getting more than what we're promised. I'm not leaving without that.
Can Liv make a medicine check to see if she has any herbal remedies to perhaps help this guy's anxiety problem, or maybe diagnose him if it is like an anxiety thing versus a poison thing, or...
I mean, if you have any herbs and stuff, it would be noted on your sheet, right?
Yeah.
But, let's see.
Yeah, no, there's lots of junk.
Let's
Have at it. I don't know what you could use, but...
Let's see. I mean, yeah.
You're not specialized
It's like 2
in
pages.
herbs?
I would... So you're trying to use medicine to determine if what?
What's ailing this person, whether it be stress and anxiety, or if it be like
Okay, well, if you
an
want to go in...
intoxication of some sort.
You'd have to go and examine him, because you haven't really seen the guy in that state. But if you go and examine him, then maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Do an examination.
If it's okay with you guys, I want to examine the guy to see exactly what might be ailing him.
Sure.
Try to
Go
calm
ahead.
him down in any way that you can. Someone who's panicking that much is a liability.
Agreed.
Also a coward.
Which guy is it? This guy
It's the
here?
guard
Yeah.
beside
Okay,
Nips
well, as you
Jr.
approach, he's in the process of
Little
holding up
Nips.
money towards the large guy. And as you get closer,
Oh
he
my
said,
God.
"It's all yours. It's all yours. Just escort me out. That's all I ask. Escort me out."
Do you really think that you can take on that snake creature? Because I sure don't.
He goes, "You can't kill it. You'll never kill it. No, the only way we're getting out of here is to run. Run in numbers. It can't get us all. It can't. Can't get us all."
What I need you to do, sir, is count back from 10, 10, 9. No.
He kind of looks at you rather puzzled. He says, "Well, I'll die here. Mark my
Let's go have a
words."
seat in a corner. Why are you so convinced that we're going to die here?
Just-
Has something happened to you before? Have you been around this before?
Make a perception check for me.
Don't fail us. Don't fail us.
I'll just hover my finger over the fumble button ready for you, shall I?
Hey, I did the 1 and the 20 at the same time, so that's like...
All right, 15's pretty decent.
It's alright.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's good enough.
Okay, alright.
So you're looking at him, he's like, yes, "No, not at all. I know nothing about it." And you notice that his eyes are just really darting backwards and forwards, and he's kind of, even though he's been bright, he's kind of pale-skinned, like, almost like all the, nerve is washed out of him. His cheeks kind of get, and his forehead gets a little flush red as he's answering the question, and you get this feeling that he's definitely lying through his pale white skin. He says, "No, I haven't. Nothing. I know nothing about the creature. But as I said, if it almost killed that great big warrior fellow over there with all the muscles, what chance do we have? What chance?"
Can I do like a... Is there a way to either do like maybe an insight check to see if I think that he perhaps could be a creature himself about to change? I don't know what kind of check that would be. Insight, nature...
I think that's called roleplay. I think you just roleplay it. I mean, it's up to you. If you feel that way, then you feel that way. If you don't, then, it's really... Because that's the sort of check that if you fail, it's either... it's... you definitely get the feeling he's lying to you. When he says that he doesn't know about this creature. But whether... I think this is an assumption. If you think he is potentially one of these creatures, then that's up to you to make that decision.
Okay, do I notice any signs physically on him that would indicate that? The man that shifted before, did he start out in cold sweats, and did he turn pale?
We were in the rain, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, because, he was sitting there in the torrential pouring rain, curled up on the floor.
He changed when Emlyn attacked him.
Do I turn pale when I change?
No.
Okay.
Not unless you're turning into something that would be a pale color probably, but beyond that, I think with this guy, it's, you know, he definitely comes across as terrified. He is clearly terrified, way more than anybody else in this place. And he doesn't seem to be able to look anybody in the eye whenever he's talking about this snake creature and specifically the tiger and all that sort of stuff. So there's something not right with this dude for sure.
Okay. She's going to try Healing Word on him.
Alrighty.
I don't know if it can fix mental disabilities or not, but...
Oh, I'm not going to move him. I want to move this guy. Alright, go ahead and cast it.
So many spells. Okay.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So I place my hand upon his shoulder and say, "It's okay. It'll be okay." The warmth spread throughout his body, and...
Alright. Doesn't seem noticeably affected by it. Doesn't have any wounds. So there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing physically, but it doesn't do anything for his mental state.
I see. Okay, on to medicine round. What do I have in my bag of tricks that I can make some sort of medical,
Just make him some tea. Tell him to
Right?
sack up.
Earl Grey or chamomile?
Basically,
Here we go.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go to Tivana, hold up.
Right, go ahead and
Medicine?
really, yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check, and we'll see if you're able to whip something up,
Okay.
and we'll see what the effect is. All right. So basically, you crush up a few, a few chamomile seeds, stuff like that, and you're able to make sort of like a weak broth. He kind of takes it from you and sips it down. It doesn't really do anything to change the whiteness or anything like that, but he does seem to start breathing a little more instead of the he's gonna get us. He's kind of
You need some more of that.
he starts breathing a little easier, and he says, "You don't understand. None of you understand."
Make us understand. What is it?
We brought this on ourselves. We brought it on ourselves. Every one of us. It's our fault. Me and my friend, he already paid the price. We never should have ill-treated him. We beat him and we kicked him. And then you saw what happened. He turned into that thing. And he grabbed my friend and he ripped him to pieces. And that snake thing, I'm sure it's just another one of them. And it probably hates us because we killed its friend and now it's gonna get all of us. We haven't got a chance. None of us are getting out of here alive. I'm never gonna see my wife and kids again.
It'll be okay. Did you say he killed the snake first? Or I couldn't hear you, Gore, I'm sorry.
No, they're the ones that beat the guy that we met in the rain that turned into the tiger that we killed.
He broke up for a second for me, so. Okay.
Excuse me.
What? I'm sorry.
Are you to blame for all the targeted attacks that have been occurring here?
Look. It was a few days after we first got here. This crazy old man come wandering in saying something about looking for his brother and that his brother would hunt us down and kill us if we gave him cause to. And we dismissed him. It was delusional. Anyway, he left. And then, well, our friend, first night, something furry in the dark shadows. One of us went for a piss up against the wall of one of the ruins. and we heard a loud scream. And something large and furry dragged him off into the woods. And we heard the brutal, terrifying, blood-curdling screams as whatever it was tore him apart. We thought at first it was a ginormous bear. Well, that's when they sent word down to the town of Luska to find some people, additional people to help guard against these creatures. Well, while you were gone, him over there, and he points at this fellow in the corner. Something bit him. The snake creature, it bit him. Well, if it hadn't have been for you showing up, he'd have surely died. Prior to that, another barely clad, barely clothed fella, kind of resembled the old man that we saw earlier, came and started telling us, oh, this place is, you've brought something unnatural with you, it's here, it's in amongst the ruins, you've set it free. And he told us that if we didn't leave, we'd be killed. Well, we thought for whatever reason, he just wanted the ruins for himself. So we told him to get lost. And he wouldn't listen. Just kept all on and on and on, yelling and hollering. Finally, my friend had had enough. So he threatened him. Said, if you don't get out of here, I'll do for you, my lad, I'll do for you, he said. Well, then he spat at him. My friend, he lost his temper, he grabbed him and threw him to the ground and kicked him repeatedly. Well, he ran crying, said that in 2 nights' time, if we were still here, it'd be our end. Well, that were last night, when it got our friend. He grabbed him in this monstrous form of his and tore him to shreds. And he's going to come back for me tonight. I mark my words, he'll be back for me.
A minute, guys.
So knowing this, you left your friend out there the other night. Last night.
Well, you told me to come in and tell everybody to come outside. And when I went in, I heard the screams. I wasn't going to go back out there. I knew what had happened. I knew it had got him. If I'd have gone out there, it got me too. What's the sense in that?
I'm gonna grapple him at this point.
You don't need to roll. You can grab him without any effort.
Yeah, kind of full Nelson him.
Okay.
And say, well, I think we found our bait.
What are you talking about?
Togar. Let's add the one in the corner too.
Good idea, Emlyn. That was gonna be like, let's not do this.
Wait, Togar, wait.
Wait,
The one in the
let's take the
corner.
other one.
Shove them out the door, barricade it, give it to those creatures. Maybe they'll stop attacking us. Joshua can do what he does.
I agree.
No, save humanity. No.
What was that?
Liv has nothing to say. She just looks disappointed.
So what do you want to do? You want to throw him out
Rope,
there and
please.
basically throw him to the
Somebody.
proverbial wolves, aka
Yeah.
snakes?
I don't think the
Rope.
snake creature is related to the creature we killed.
It should not be. There's no reason to believe it.
It came out before that, and then the other guy was telling them that they needed to. They were saying that they released it.
We should probably figure out how it was released, where it came from. Be very smart.
I don't know that I care about that part, but
Well, we might be able to trap it or put it back in. Or if it's open, maybe more can spill out.
that's concerning.
Rope,
There's many
anybody?
things.
Well, while you're debating that, I think we're going to go for our second break. Alright, so yeah. Are you still holding on to this guy, Tolgar?
Yes, I was just holding,
Right.
like, looking
He's
out.
kind of pretty much hanging
saying,
there
"Rope?
limp like a wet
Rope,
noodle.
anybody?"
He's not even trying to resist you in any way, shape,
Okay.
or form.
Then I'm going to direct him towards the others. Where's Emlyn?
Oh, guys,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I just realized that I guess we didn't answer one of his questions right. Zamori, did you say how did we come up with their names?
He said,
we
how did you
used-
guys come up with your character names? That's what he said.
Oh.
How?
That's what they're talking about. Okay, I thought you said, did they? I'm not wearing my glasses. I guess before we get started, I can answer that real quick if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, please do.
Sure.
For Lilith, her whole backstory and everything, which if you've read her character sheet and everything, you know that Lilith isn't her real name. So her original name is Amelia Avon, which is I took from one of my favorite Shakespeare characters, and then Avon being the Bard of Avon, is a reference to Shakespeare. Lilith is a reference to some mythology that refers back to Lilith being the first woman, and it also means of the night. So, Lady of the Night, if you get that, and then her last name being Edenwood.
Cool.
So that's just how I came up with all of the names that are around Lilith's backstory and
There
everything.
you go. See, depth even in name creation. Like to see that.
I just hired a monkey and had him type on a typewriter for a whole day, and then I looked at what could be a name.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I went to a name generator and then found some names I liked and then just switched the letters and added letters to it.
So basically,
wow.
you totally randomly made it. It's like,
Yeah.
did you know that Jane
Sorry.
Ivana, if you take out some of the letters and add new ones, it actually spells
on.
Shagget.
Oh.
Yeah,
Plot
right?
twist.
Who would have thought?
We're the same.
And mine came from, it originated from V, which was in Mistborn, because I wanted her to be a rogue, but then I thought about the druid, then figured, let's just move into something more nature-like, like Liv, and then tie it into her story. So there is some meaning behind Liv's story and her backstory, but we'll find out about that more later, but her real name is Olivia.
There you go. Name generators are our friends.
Kind of started backwards.
That's it. Reverse engineer stuff sometimes works well. All right, guys. So yeah. So Tolgar pushes him over towards everybody.
Where's the other?
The other.
The guy that
Bait number 2. We're gonna barter your lives for ours.
All right. So
I'm
you
gonna walk over to the guy who's in the corner, and I'm just gonna like kick his feet, you know.
Okay. He looks up at you.
We are in need of your services as a character witness.
I'm still sick. I can't work today.
Well,
I'll work tomorrow.
no.
Yes.
We just need you to come with us. The druid will take care of you, make you feel better, but only if you come with us to get the facts straight about all that's been going on. Come on, man.
Fair enough. Hold on then. Let me get some clothes.
Yes, please. Please
I
do.
don't think using these guys like this is going to make the snake go away.
I thought it was the were people. Yeah, it was the were tigers that had a problem with them, not the snake. I don't know if using them for bait would be the right idea.
Ooh, I think it's something to do with the ruins is the reason the snake is pissed off. They released it somehow. We need to get more information on what they did when they got here.
I agree, definitely. Joshua might know some of it, but this guy does for sure. Tolgar, can you let him breathe a little bit, please?
No.
Why would you want to do that?
He might tell us some more
He
stuff.
pissed off the animals out there. He does not deserve to live.
You maybe might kill him, but can we talk to him and get maybe a little information that might help us?
But it is quite obvious that they did piss off the tiger creature.
Okay. So with my arm around his neck, I'm going to lift him up so he's forced to look at you guys, and I'm going to just let loose a little bit so he has to, like, really strain to talk.
All right.
Speak.
What do you want me to
What
say?
You
Tell
said
us-
that the man that you and your friend beat, he came to you and tried to warn you. He said that you had released something. What did Joshua and the others do here once you arrived to get ready to start tending to the ruins? Was there anything that you remember specifically? Like, did you have to break into the ruins to get in here, or?
Okay, he's starting to go kind of white again, like pale. This time you notice.
I let him go a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so he's starting to go pale again. He's
My
starting
own
to get,
strength.
he's getting all trippy again.
No, he's choking to death because Tolgar is stronger than he thinks he is.
Sorry.
Okay. At that point, this fellow who you called over, he says, I might be able to shed more than he about that.
Nice pun.
Lilith is going to turn to him and say, "Then speak."
Well, if you look at some of the tile that we have over here, and he immediately just starts to wander in this direction.
Lilith's going to follow.
Same. Edmund too.
Okay.
I'm
Hooray!
gonna drag the guy over.
All right. Drag him over. He says, yes, if you pay very close attention, you'll see that this tile is almost identical to the tile upon the floor. Of course, nowhere near as dull and, well, dirty and dusty. Don't find this sort of tile around here. You see, from what I understand, Joshua had to go to great lengths to acquire it. He had it brought here, a shipment. When we first came here, we had a rather heavy laden wagon with us. They brought the wagon up and they unloaded the wagon. Unloaded timbers and these tiles. And there was a large, well, at one point when I was looking at the back, before we removed the last pile of timbers, there was a large sheet, kind of like a huge leather, almost like a rug, really. The remnants of it are outside. Your friend here, as he points at the guard that Tolgar is holding tightly, and his companion cut it in half to use it as a, well, rain guard. When I first saw it, it appeared to be covering something. When I went back to get the last of the timbers, I noticed that it was cast aside in the back of the wagon, and, well, there was nothing beneath it. Unfortunately, the first one of us that died, he said that he thought that he saw the tail end of some huge snake slithering into the bushes nearby where we unloaded the wagon. Of course, everybody dismissed it, but I'm beginning to wonder if that foul creature wasn't brought here either on purpose or by misadventure by our friend over there, Joshua Cortenza.
Okay, I have a question. Is there anything in this version akin to, shit, what was it called in 3.5?
What do you think? I don't know.
It's like sense motive, sense.
Yeah,
loss,
sense
or what.
motive.
I know.
Yeah, use
That's what I
perception.
was looking for too.
You
Perception.
basically use
Perception.
perception for that, yep.
Alright, that's what I want to do.
Alright.
What is with my rolls tonight? Oh!
They suck. Okay, so yeah, he seems to be very calmly spoken. He's holding eye contact. Nothing makes you think that he's not necessarily telling the truth. That being said, why just now is he volunteering this information?
Okay, so Lilith, not being able to tell, is going to get right in his face.
Uh-huh.
She's going to say, I'm going to take what you're telling me as truth. And Joshua will talk. If you are lying to me, or hiding anything from me, trying to pull the wool over my eyes, you will regret it.
I
And
understand.
then she's gonna immediately start walking over to where Joshua is.
He kind of gulps, and seeing that Emlyn is the only person that's really directly next to him, he turns and looks at Emlyn. He says, as I said, I don't know any of this for certain. I can only tell you what I was told. Just, it seems remarkably strange that one of us, who is now the first of us to die, claimed he saw the tail end of a large snake, and I should have been bit by one. And then you said a giant snake outside.
I didn't personally see the snake, but...
I move up. I saw the snake. You know what? I hate noblemen. I hate council people. I wouldn't be surprised if this is some sort of conspiracy.
He says, well, I don't know for certain that he brought it here on purpose, but, I mean, why would he? What would be the advantage in doing something like that? I don't want to cause any trouble, but under the circumstances, it seems logical that if you're here to assist us and help us, then maybe the smart move would be to, well, as you rightly said when you roughly interrogated my friend over here, it would be better to tell you what we know. Even if the information that I have doesn't lead to anything, at least, you know, I feel more confident telling you this than feeling like I'm refraining from giving you any information that might potentially help save all of our lives.
Yes, let's find out more information. Live in the back of our mind keeps into the thought of, what if the councilman is actually a snake person? She doesn't say it out loud, though. Or did I already say it out loud once?
So Lilith over here is going to march up to Joshua, who's got his back turned, and she's just going to shove him.
All right. Being not a particularly heavy-built man, he stumbles forward and catches his hands on the pile of boards there. By now, all this has been going on. They're in the process of heaving up what appears to be a almost completely made barricade that they're pulling up towards the door. He goes, what? Turns around seeing, he goes, well, be careful there, be careful.
Well, I did once learn that you always catch more flies with honey than vinegar, but I don't have the time for honey. One of your men over there tells me that this is likely all your fault. So how about you tell me what it was that you brought here the first day that you guys started renovating the ruins?
Well, we brought all this fine timber, the provisions, the water barrels,
yes,
rope.
Styles. I've heard all of this, but what about a creature that has a body like a snake? Let's talk about that and the fact that you brought it here with you.
That's absurd.
And then maybe we can get back to protecting you and your men.
Why would I do such a thing? Of course I didn't bring it here with me. That's preposterous. I would bring something here that would hinder my own construction, cause problems, have people that are hired to die. No, it makes no sense at all.
Did you watch the cart being loaded? Who loaded the cart? And by whose orders were they loaded by?
Well, they unloaded off of a dock in Lusker. The supplies were brought in, they unloaded them off the ship, straight onto the wagon. Once it was fully loaded, I paid the foreman, and we set off here for the ruins.
Oversee the entire loading process?
Oh, no, I mean, I had other things to tend to, talking to the councilman and such. But when we came back, I checked the inventory, and the rope, the wood, the timbers, the slates, everything seemed to be accounted for.
You physically picked up the blanket and looked underneath to see if there was anything in there.
You, and she points at Lil Nips over here. How long have you known this man? And she points at Joshua.
He says, only a few days, ma'am. I was hired like the rest of these to be part of the construction crew, being that I'm big and capable of lifting a lot, you know.
And not knowing if what she's going to say has any stock or basis in truth whatsoever, she's going to look over at Liv, who she considers the queen of conspiracy theories at this point, and she's going to say, maybe Joshua's one of these creatures.
It could be. I have no way of knowing.
Okay, as soon as you say that, you notice everybody else takes a noticeable step back away from Joshua, like, ooh. He's like,
I mean, he's obviously keeping something from us. We should just kill him now.
I think it's better to find out what exactly he is keeping from us, Lilith, and I believe you might know some, perhaps, persuasive ways.
Oh, definitely. I haven't told anybody much about this, but I have been known to be rather rough.
He says, yes, I... With this, he kind of like, he squints a little bit, and you notice his right eye begins to twitch. He says, I wouldn't get too rough if I were you.
Lilith is going to take out her whip and snap it between her hands, and she's going to say, "Oh,
Okay, with
you
that,
don't like it rough?"
he holds up his left hand, and it's sort of like... and a ball of, like, blue flame begins to radiate in it.
Uh-oh.
See, that's proof that you're hiding stuff from us, because you told my friend earlier you're no good in a fight.
Oh, I didn't say I wasn't... I said I was no good in a fight. I didn't say I couldn't defend myself if I was pushed to it. There is a difference.
He could just be a pawn.
And with that, he closes his fist. He says, but this is going to get us nowhere. I think it is more important that we brandish a more reasonable approach. If indeed what you're suggesting is that this creature somehow snuck aboard my wagon and was brought here, I suppose that is not entirely impossible. I can assure you that it is nothing of my doing. My interest purely remains in the knowledge that could be gained here from this temple.
Was there any of your men that were observing the cargo loading that day?
Yes, the very first one of them that was killed.
Of course. Very well.
Well, if you're not lying to us, and everything you say is on the up and up, you better be telling us everything. Because again, we are contractually obligated to protect you and your men. But we can't do that if we don't know everything.
And I
believe we should
fully
start working on those
understand.
hieroglyphics over there, and not so much the tending to the temple, but we need to figure out what we're against first. Don't you think so, after all that's happened?
Well, if what you're saying is that the creature came aboard from a foreign land, what would it possibly have to do with the hieroglyphs here at the temple? I don't believe there's any relevance in that whatsoever.
It could have
And
been
I'm
its
certainly
language,
not
maybe we
going to
wouldn't know.
hastily damage this incredibly valuable architectural find on some absurd, as what was it you said, conspiracy theory.
I don't know what's going on here, and I don't particularly care for the specifics. I just know I'm not dying here, and I am getting paid. Maybe we need to get you and your friend here that saw something, and she's going to gesture back to the guy that told them that it came with them. And we need to match up some stories here and fill in some pieces, and then we can decide on how to act to protect all of us and keep us all from dying.
The thing went into this area, this temple, it has to have a reason behind it. Maybe this was its former home, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I think the answers might be in that wall.
It says, well, the only way that's going to happen is if we can hurry up and get this temple fully restored. Once it is properly secured, if I am then afforded the necessary time to properly and carefully cleanse the walls so that we can maintain these hieroglyphs, then maybe we can see if there's any relevance to that. Personally, I don't think that there's likely to be much of a connection.
I don't give a shit about the knowledge that you can glean from this temple right now. You can worry about that later when we're all safe.
I agree. 100%.
I just want to find out what's going on in the ruins and if other things are going to come out from the ruins, and how many things we were dealing with. So maybe we need another plan, guys. How are we going to accomplish this without staying in here for a week?
Your Tolgar's gonna squeeze the throat of the guy so he squeals or something.
Where is Okay, so you've got him up here with you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's like,
Could go with my plan.
all right.
Emlyn is just sitting off the ramp. His legs are dangling as he was watching Lilith and Jacob. If he had popcorn, he'd be eating it. But,
Lilith's gonna
maybe it's like-
gesture at the other guy and tell him to tell Joshua what he saw.
Joshua.
Okay.
As far as like
to this guy,
whatever the creature was.
right? He steps up.
Yeah.
And he says, "You mean the creature that struck me in the dark?"
Yes, you said that you saw him coming from one of the carts originally, or one of your friends did.
No, yes, the the fellow that was unfortunately taken into the woods the first night, he claimed that he saw what appeared to be a large serpentine tail slink into the bushes not too far from where we had the cart, where we unloaded it. Of course, at that time, we dismissed it as random and absurd. In hindsight...
going to turn back to Joshua and say, so, did this come from your cargo? I mean, you deny that.
With that, he's looking rather puzzled. He goes, why wouldn't you tell us this before? Guy shrugs his shoulders and says, well, as I said, it seemed not relevant at the time. And then, well, as soon as I realized it might be relevant, I spent most of the time dying on a table. And then when I was cured, I started having these strange mental visions of myself feeling sick. And I thought perhaps that my faculties were not 100% where they should be, so, well, and to be honest, I didn't really feel like working much, so I felt that the more I sat in the corner and pretend to continue to be ill, the less I would have to do. I'm not proud of it, but the truth is, there you are. I'm not a brave man. I'm an opportunist, probably like everybody else here. But now I see that if we don't find a way to deal with whatever this thing is, then maybe the opportunity for any of us to get out of here alive might escape us. So,
with that, Lilith's going to turn to Joshua. I got to be honest with you. I was kind of hoping that it came with your cargo, because that would mean there was only one.
Well, as I said, it is possible that it came with the cargo. Unlikely, but possible, I suppose.
This thing was rather large, wasn't it, Liv? Wouldn't it be kind of difficult for it to travel with them and them not notice?
Well, I mean,
it was a lot. It seemed a lot smaller in snake form.
I mean, if it can transform into a regular snake, I don't know. That thing that grabbed Emlyn, was that? We think that's the same thing?
Where did your cargo come from? He said it was shipped overseas.
Yes, it's rather a You see, as I said, this is a very, very ancient temple. The only known temple of any worth of Arillan design comes from, well, a foreign land several thousand miles away. I happen to have connections because this is what I do, and I had arranged for, well, some tile to be brought here so that I could properly renovate. You see, I understand, I'm not just here and interested in finding out information. I want to bring this temple back to its former glory. Well, it has to be authentic.
But if bringing it
a ruin.
This other temple, where was it exactly?
As I said, it's about 4,000 miles to the west of here. It's on a, I don't know how well traveled you are, but it's in Arilistan.
Arilistan, like Pakistan. Is there a symbol in Constantinople next to it? I'm sorry.
What do you know about the Aurelian people?
Well, I know that centuries and centuries ago, as I said, probably we estimated over 2,000 years to be precise, they were the native people of the faraway kingdoms in Arilistan. Hence the name, Arilistan. But even back then, they had found ways to sail the oceans and try to expand their civilization. This is the only known existence of an Aurelian form of architecture here on Arconus. Hence the immense importance of its existence, and why it is so important that we should properly restore it and be able to read the markings, the runes, the glyphs, because then perhaps we can understand what it was they were doing here, why they were here.
Is there anything in the Aurelian history or knowledge that you have that speaks of creatures that can transform like this?
Not that I'm aware. As I've said, the Aurelians were obsessed with fire, water, earth, not creatures, reptiles, things like that.
You did mention this being an elemental
Temple?
what's the word I'm looking for? Building? Establishment? Facility? Whatever.
He says precisely. Honestly, if you want my immodest opinion, this creature either, as you said, somehow snuck aboard our vessel. Maybe it felt that it was cozy and warm and it curled up for a sleep, and before it even realized it was on a ship and sent over here. I mean, who knows? But you said that it was humanoid at one point. Did I hear that correct?
It was a snakish humanoid-looking figure, yes. It wasn't completely humanoid. There was a were-tiger. It had hands.
I don't
But
feel
it
like
also had a tail.
it's related.
I don't think so either. I mean, at first I thought maybe they were feuding. Maybe the snakes and the were-tigers might have had an ancient X-Files time, guys. Ancient civilization war back in the day, but they had forgotten about it. But now it was coming back.
Liv just gonna kind of look at Liv and go, Liv. She's gonna turn She's gonna kind of dismiss it.
Alright, well, the guy that Tolgar is holding on to, he's still kind of like just hanging there limp, resistantless, allowing Tolgar to drag him around like a rag doll. He says, maybe you're right. Maybe there is no connection. None at all. Maybe there is none. Maybe that tiger thing, maybe he was just here to warn us. Maybe that's it. Maybe he saw it from the bushes. And he was just trying to warn us and we didn't listen.
Lilith is annoyed at this point. She's going to be like, yes, you and your friends almost beat him to death. Yes,
I
good
didn't
job.
do it. It wasn't me.
I say you could talk, and I'm gonna squeeze his neck tighter.
All right.
Against my better judgment, it seems like we should go examine the ruins from which it came up in whatever direction that is. I'm
So the
direction
only-
challenged.
When did Emlyn get attacked by the snake? Was it during daytime or was it nighttime?
It was late afternoon, early evening. But it was pretty dark outside because of the overcast.
Because it was raining.
Yeah.
Because it was raining, yeah.
Do you think maybe we should try to do this like bright daytime?
It's pretty bright now.
Yes. But Liv needs to rest. And meditate. Or she will be no good.
Well, I do think that maybe we should attack it while it's potentially resting, which might be during the day. We need to go
Yes.
examine the ruins that it's hiding in, apparently. I don't
Have
like
the
the idea of
perfect
this
scout.
creature here.
Well, then let's go. I think Joshua should join us.
No, that's not going to happen.
You're clearly capable of fighting.
I'm capable of
just
defending
demonstrated it.
myself, but I have a job to do, and it's here. You were paid and hired to take care of this. I wasn't.
But these ruins that we're going to, they may have some sort of relevance to what you're doing here. We might need your help.
And they may, and we'll get to those when this temple is taken care of. This is my main concern.
My main
Can
concern
give you a
is
reason to
keeping
defend
you
yourself.
alive.
Then go do it, madam. Let us get on with our work. We're already falling behind. We'll not have enough provisions to complete the task at this rate. So I
It's
have
fine,
no
we have-
problem. He said, look, under the circumstances, especially if somehow inadvertently we are responsible for bringing this upon ourselves, I am willing to negotiate with you. I am not an unreasonable man. I do believe that upon my seal and signature, you will be given 25 gold pieces when you arrive back and present the document to Samuel Hawthorne. Is that correct?
Yes.
What if I double it? What if I myself give you each 25 additional gold pieces to take care of this specific problem and let us get on with our job?
And you have that 25 pieces each on you?
Maybe.
I don't deal in maybes, good sir.
I don't deal with people that have previously threatened me. I don't trust you any more than I think you trust me at this point. So, much in the way that your previous agreement was half in advance and half on completion, I will give each of you 10 gold now, and 15 when you bring me some proof and evidence that you've slayed this snake man creature thing.
So you do have the gold on you. Okay, that's something I can work with. Otherwise, I could just leave and allow you to be eaten by whatever this creature is.
Yes, you could do that.
Well,
You wouldn't get paid at all then, would you?
Leave.
Lilith, you yourself said you were with Tolgar. If we're gonna go to the ruins, let's go to the ruins. Enough of this.
All right,
I've lost interest in your conflict with this guy.
It looks like the barricade is up. Already?
They have built it. They've put it up the entire
Alright.
time you've been talking. They have constructed it, but it's not like it can't be moved.
Okay, take it down.
Lilith is just gonna kind of grumble to herself because she doesn't like doing anything by being forced or not being listened to by this man. She is... at this point, she would rather just leave and let him die, but okay.
I will
Changing your
warn
minds.
you, people of the temple over here, that I can change forms. And I am going to change form into a tiger. And when I do not attack me. I am not the same as the ones that are outside. Agreed?
I'm perfectly fine with that. Just please don't turn into a snake or, God forbid, a spider again.
I'm good on the snake. The spider, it might come in handy. You never know. I'll try to give you a warning.
Suppose. I guess if it's needed.
Only if it's needed. Spider! No.
Tolgar, I think you should take the gentleman you've been holding on to.
Of course, he's our scout. Yeah, I'll
Lead
walk
the
out
way.
there with him.
Will
Careful.
transforms into a tiger.
I'm gonna look up before I step out for real to see if there's a snake in the
All right, so they move the barricade out of the way for you guys to go out.
Should we have a knock? Well, I'm a tiger now, so.
All right, so you're doing the transformation. Okay, let me go ahead and switch you out then.
Bye, Liv.
One
Hello,
second.
cat butt. I'm a cat butt.
All right, trade.
Poppin' tigers.
There you go. I'm gonna pop
Not
some
against us
tigers.
taking Joshua and taking the money that
Twinkies in my pocket.
He says, for our own safety, we will of course replace the barricade, but yes, it can be easily removed. I'll make sure I keep at least one man up by it all the time, and, scream bloody murder if you would like us to retract it.
Bloody murder. Key words there. Okay.
This is so. Did you want your advance payment, or you
I think we all just left.
Okay, then.
I think we were all leaving.
Then we'll just let
wow.
you all go
Gilded.
outside
You
then.
missed that one.
Yeah, the guy's gonna give us our money, or I'm just gonna kill him and take it. So it's fine.
So you're just gonna do it. You're gonna get it at the end, huh?
I kill him and there is no money. I'm just like, pfft.
All right.
Him in here than it would be with us out there anyway. So maybe.
All right. Let's move you guys outside. Zoom in. Womp.
Cautiously looking around.
Okay, there you all are.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, it is actually quite a sunny day outside. The rain has completely gone. It's still damp and wet. Most of the water has dissipated from the courtyard here. So, I mean, it's a little sludgy, but it's not. You're no longer kind of ankle, kind of like shin deep.
Liv huffs at the air and sees what she can smell.
Alrighty. It smells very irony. You can definitely smell blood in the air.
Irony.
Irony. Dun dun dun.
Okay. Can she follow the scent trail, or does she think it's old from last night?
You're pretty sure you know where it's coming from. It's coming. It's probably coming over somewhere to the east.
That's precisely why Emlyn went the way he went.
What is it, Olivia?
Timmy's on a well. Okay. She's also going to go towards the ruins. What is she smelling as she's getting closer in that direction?
Okay. The scent is leading you to the dead body that is laying by the tree.
Oh, yeah, we did leave that there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Gosh,
The person
damn it, Lilith.
you butchered.
Okay.
She kind of growls like Emlyn at that remembrance. But she also sees her clothing in her pack and kind of like motions for somebody to pick it up.
Done.
Okay.
Thank you. She's gonna huff at the air again. Trying to smell if she smells anything.
The smell of sliding, the very faint beginning stages of decay of a human body and all that iron is really messing with your senses right now.
Okay.
You're incredibly close to it after all.
Right. She walks away from that area and towards the
The
ruins.
body's like right here.
The body's at the floor. Okay, let's move that way.
Alrighty. Okay. You begin to skulk over in that direction.
Skulk. Little way. Huffing at the air.
Alright.
Don't forget I have the guy with me.
Okay, yeah, you've got him. Alright. Yeah, as you get closer and closer, you can kind of see what appears to be the ruins of an old circular building. You're pretty sure at no point did this thing ever have solid walls. It was more like a ginormous stone, probably like a giant stone gazebo. From here you can see fairly clearly inside it. It looks like at one point that there was some kind of fountain or well at its very center. There is broken rubble and stuff scattered all the way around it. Resemblance of the walls that are still here, kind of show where at one point, obviously, this was the main support structure, and the very faint outlines of some curved stone gives you the impression that at one point the roof was basically dome-like, very similar in kind of design to the temple back over there.
Okay. Huffing again at the air, smelling anything different.
Alright, let's see. Go ahead. Now you're a little further away and closer to it. Give me a
thanks,
survival
Gort.
check.
Survival.
Closer to
Yeah.
kids. Love it.
Now I don't want to do it. I'm going to walk.
Dilapidated.
I'm going to turn around and walk away. Let's see.
Yeah, make a survival check.
Survival check. Tiger.
Obviously,
form.
you're doing it in tiger form, yeah. So you have to use your tiger sheet. Tiger!
Tiger.
All right, and there's a second 20.
Wow.
Natural 20.
Bam!
Next week, right? Or
Up
next
to
Thursday?
2. There you go. Nice. All right.
3.
You can smell
The rock's cooking.
something weird in the air. It smells very kind of acrid and somehow very sour smelling. Some kind of
Awesome.
unpleasant liquid, something that you would definitely turn your nose up, something that you're almost afraid of.
Okay. So her fur kind of like stands up on end, and she does that poofy cat thing. Her tail is wagging back and forth. Her ears are back. Her mouth is snarling, and she takes a couple of feet backwards.
Okay.
Ah.
Right, so yeah, you all...
Olivia,
That was a lot of couple feet.
Well, you
That's like 70 feet.
Let me zoom in on
That's my cue.
I
then.
move a couple feet backwards.
that over here.
That's a long. Yeah.
And I run home.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you back up a little bit.
It's rolled out to like 40%. So, okay, I back out and then I stomp like twice.
I'm gonna step forward then at that point towards the temple. And I'm going to release the guy and still hold him very tightly and put him in front of me. And then with one hand grab the back of his neck so he can't move, and then use my axe to kind of point him towards the direction of the ruins. Go. You first.
All right.
What
He
was that
drops,
phrase I learned? Ladies
at this
first.
point, he drops to the floor and literally rolls into the fetal position. Sobbing. He goes,
Am I gonna have to throw you?
says, I'm not a warrior. I'm not a god. I pretended to be for the easy money. I thought it was going to be simple. I don't know how to use this bloody sword. I've never used it in a fight in my life.
Okay, Lilith is gonna walk up to the guy in the fetal position. She's gonna put one foot on each side of him, so she's basically like straddling him. Yes,
Okay.
I know, guys. She's gonna lean down. She's gonna put a hand on his shoulder. And she's gonna be like, "It's okay. I understand that you're scared." And then she's just gonna slap the shit out of him and say, "Now it's time to be a real man."
All right. Okay, so yeah, you bring your hand right across his face. Give me an intimidation check, because that is as close to intimidating as I think that you're going to get. So let's see if you can actually. Okay, before you roll it, because he is so terrified. In his mind, he's gonna die no matter what. So he's so reluctant. 15 or higher to slap this guy into a point where he'll stand up and do what he's told.
You can do it.
Damn.
It is.
Somebody got slapped some common sense into. All right. Woo. So you belt him across the face. He's like, ah! Almost whelps like some schoolgirl. And then immediately looking up at her, he's like, "Don't hit me again!" And he crawls up, wipes his snot running from his nose on his forehand, and reaches down and pulls out his sword with a quivering, wavering hand as he holds it in front of him. And glances back and looks directly at Tolgar, and then takes like a very slow couple of steps forward and then stops.
I'm gonna look at Lilith right after that and say, I can learn a few things from you.
Lilith's just gonna kind of and give a wink.
Knowing full well how things work with Mage Hand, I am going to cast Mage Hand. And I'm going to say to him, "Don't worry, I'll cast spells beside you with this." And I'm going to send it forward with him, and just kind of like cross my arms and go,
I'm gonna give him a shove
I
again.
got you with my spells. It's all good. The hand's just going to float in front of him.
You are not alone. So, yeah, I'm sure that having this motley crew behind
Well,
you...
he's standing on the entry steps, but it's like he's not moving. His knees are quaking, his shoulders are quivering.
I'll give him a shove with my axe, the back end of my axe again.
All
Mage
right.
Hand's just going to be gesturing like, let's go, go. Come on. I'll protect you. I got you.
You got this, man. All right. Okay, he quivers and enters in ever so slightly. All of a sudden, as he does so, the upper torso of the snake creature that you saw now clearly in the light of day can be seen. Put him right here. It suddenly emerges up out of the remnants of whatever that fountain/well is, with the spear that it threw at Tolgar earlier reclaimed, and it hurls the thing towards your poor innocent fellow. He screams, "Ah!" dropping his own sword and holding his hands up over his face. However, as luck would have it, clearly Pelor, St. Cuthbert, or whoever it is that in a normal life he would pray to, was shining over him, because it misses him by the merest morsel, ricochets off the edge of the stone, and goes buzzing right between, or right past him, and barely misses Tolgar and Emlyn, and it sticks in the ground right here. Like, with that, he turns, and unless you're going to stop him, he is going to flee.
Let him go. He's a coward.
Right, he runs screaming away from there. Ah! Screaming bloody murder as he continues to run. With that,
Lilith's gonna mumble to herself, wasn't entirely useless. I mean, now the thing is unarmed.
the snake-like serpentine creature, after hurling the spear, slithers up and drops itself in the center of the chamber, directly in front of you, bringing its body up to full torso. It stands almost 8.5 feet off the ground, taller even than Tolgar, as it hisses and begins to tilt its head and its upper torso to the left and right, as it holds its scimitar up, and then almost with a, as much as you can tell, appears to be some kind of sinister-looking grin, it holds up its right hand towards Tolgar and goes,
Oh shit, it's calling you out.
and holds up the massive scimitar. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the show for tonight. Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on Howreroll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons and Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things Howreroll. Follow us on Twitter @Howreroll. Check out the website www.howreroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
I'm the Dragon Spooker, and I play Femme Fatale Lilith Edenwood the Dancer. You can follow me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thedragonspooker, or on Twitter @dragonspooker. You guys rock my face off, and I can't wait to see you next stream.
Look, I get it. I'm not as cool as Emlyn, the tiefling warlock I play for Howreroll. The dude has 20 charisma, and, well, you guys have seen how I roll. If you suffer from character is cooler than you-itis, maybe we can help each other. Follow me on Twitter @eneb_convos. Maybe make a moderate difference. Let's do this, guys.
Hello and well met. My name is Liv on Howreroll. And when I'm not Liv on Howreroll, I'm Amanda or DM Dicers on Twitter. I have an up-and-coming new podcast called Dead Dice Society you'll be sure not to want to miss. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wrath of the Fallen. I'm Jane, and you can follow me on Twitter, the only place where it counts, @Jane on Twitch. That's with a 0, not an O. Peace, suckers. So bad.